Hello and welcome to Study with Sudhir. We get started with part 7 explanation video of Act 2 of Pygmalion, which is part of the ISC Class 11 Modern English syllabus. Now, in this particular explanation video, will get introduced to the father of Eliza Doolittle. His name is Alfred Doolittle. We've already seen references to him, heard references to him being referred to as a dustman, which is his profession, and the fact that he's described as a blackguard, which means a rogue, right? So that is a slightly defamatory way of referring to him. That is a rogue. The word used is blackguard. Something which with there is a bit of a difference of opinion that Higgins says that he is a blackguard while Pickering says he may not be a blackguard. Now, Alfred Doolittle is an elderly but vigorous dustman. Vigorous means someone with a lot of energy, clad in the costume of his profession. So he's wearing what could be referred to as a uniform which conveys very clearly that he's a dustman by profession, including a hat with a back brim covering his neck and shoulders, maybe to ensure that that part of his body, that part of his skin does not get exposed to dust. He has well-marked and rather interesting features and seems equally free from fear and conscience. Equally means he's referring to, obviously, his daughter, who is also quite a fearless sort, right? So there is this kind of a bond being created between father and daughter in the sense of a comparison being made. He has a remarkably expressive voice, the result of a habit of giving vent to his feelings without reserve. So he has an expressive voice, means he could be a little loud because he's used to kind of expressing whatever is on his mind very loudly without thinking too much about it. His present pose is that of wounded honor and stern resolution. Stern means he's very firm about what he's going to do, about what the purpose for which he has come to Professor Higgins' place. And his present pose means his body posture. Wounded honor means he's kind of hurt at the family honor being hurt in some way or the other. Doolittle at the door, uncertain which of the two gentlemen is his man, because he wants to meet Professor Higgins. And he asks specifically, Professor Higgins, here, good morning. Sit down. Morning, Governor. He sits down magisterially. So there is a sense of, grandeur, a sense of authority with which he sits down, even though he comes from, in terms of profession, from the lower class of society at that time in England. I come about a very serious matter, Governor. Now, let me just explain to you why is he referring to him as Governor. Now, Alfred Doolittle refers to Higgins or calls Higgins Governor because it is a working class slang term. Working class. It was used by those in the working class as a slang term in English. It was used in early 20th century London while addressing a man of higher social standing. So here, obviously, Professor Higgins is of a higher social standing when compared to Doolittle. And it is kind of similar to what we in today's parlance refer to as sir or boss or chief kind of thing. So it does not literally mean a political governor the way we know in political hierarchy. It is more a mark of respect mixed with street informality, right? It's a typical of the Cockney speech, the place, the kind of English that Doolittle and his daughter speak. Now, Doolittle obviously is a dustman and is a poor, uneducated man from the London working class. So when he calls Higgins governor, he's showing that he recognizes Higgins's superior position as an educated gentleman who is wealthy. But the tone, while being friendly and cheeky, it is not servile. It is not like, because at the same time, we are told that he sits down magisterially. So his body language is not servile in any case. So the word governor is also to be understood as a mark of recognition of Higgins' superiority in terms of social status. He is not being servile in any way. Sorry. Servile. Servile. Okay. So he's using governor as a word to kind of be polite while addressing Higgins. Higgins immediately after when he listens to him, he says, brought up in Hounslow, mother Welsh, I should think. Doolittle opens his mouth amazed. He's amazed at how quickly Higgins has been able to spot where he actually hails from. Higgins continues, what do you want, Doolittle? So Hounslow is a place in England, and he's referring to his mother tongue. I want my daughter. That's what I want. See, of course you do. You are her father, aren't you? You don't suppose anyone else wants her, do you? I'm glad to see you have some spark of family feeling left. She's upstairs. Take her away at once. So he says that I'm glad that you have this kind of a paternal feeling towards your daughter. So you are free to take her. She's upstairs right now. Doolittle rising fearfully taken aback, because that's what Doolittle came for. He didn't expect her to be sent away almost immediately. What? Higgins, take her away. Do you suppose I'm going to keep your daughter for you? Doolittle remonstrating. Remonstrating means he's protesting. No, 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 no. That's not what I wanted. No, no. Look here, Governor. Is this reasonable? Is it fair to take advantage of a man like this? So he's saying that don't try to take advantage of me like this. The girl belongs to me. You got her. Where do I come in, right? I mean, what role do I have to play out here? So Higgins says, your daughter had the audacity, means she had the boldness, she had the courage, she dared to come to my house and ask me to teach her how to speak properly so that she could get a place in a flower shop. That's what Eliza had come to Higgins for. This gentleman, that is Pickering, and my housekeeper, that is Mrs. Pierce, have been here all the time. And then he bullies him in the sense that he's intimidating him. How dare you, that is you, Doolittle, come here and attempt to blackmail me? You sent her here on purpose. So what Higgins is trying to say is that you sent her here, and then now you are coming to blackmail me as if I have taken her away from you. Whereas the fact is that she's the one who came here and wanted me to teach her how to speak properly so that she could get a job in a flower shop. Doolittle protesting, no, Governor, no, no. Higgins says, no, you must have, means you must take her away. How, you must have means you must have sent her. How else could you have possibly known that she's here? How did you come to know that she's here, that you have come here right away? Don't take a man up like that, Governor. So Doolittle says, don't take a man up like that. What does this phrase mean? In informal English, this phrase, to take a man up like that, means to catch or pick up on what someone has just said and challenge it or question it very sharply. Okay, I just said a word and you're taking it up immediately and making an issue of it. So when Doolittle says, don't take a man up like that, Governor, he means that don't jump on my words. Don't misunderstand me so quickly. Don't catch me on what I have just now said. So he's asking Higgins not to take him literally, not to be literal, not to be argumentative and quick to correct him that way. So Higgins says, the police shall take you up. The police will deal with you. This is a plant. You have deliberately sent her because this is a plot to extort money. Extort means extract money by blackmailing, by threatening him. I shall telephone for the police. He goes resolutely. Resolutely means with determination to the telephone and opens the directory to find the phone number of the local police station. Doolittle, have I asked you for a brass farthing? Farthing is one of the currencies used in Britain at that time. I leave it to the gentleman here. Gentleman as in Colonel Pickering. Have I said a word about money? Did I say anything about demanding money from you? Higgins, throwing the book aside, that is the telephone directory, and marching down. A farthing is a brass coin, which is the value of 1/4 of a penny. Okay, so it's a small currency. Throwing the book aside and marching down on Doolittle with a poser. Now, the farthing also indicates his status, because he can think only in terms of a farthing. Okay, not even in terms of a penny, leave alone a pound. Okay, so this is another indication of his social status. What else did you come for? Doolittle says sweetly, well, what would a man come for? Be human, Governor. Now, Higgins is a little confused. Alfred, did you put her up to it? Means that did you kind of send your daughter out here, right? So that's a question he poses. So help me, Governor. I never did. I take my Bible oath. I ain't seen the girl these 2 months past. So he says that I haven't seen my daughter for the last 2 months and he's willing to swear on the Bible. Higgins, then how did you know that she was here? Doolittle, most musical, most melancholy. So he's singing, he's saying in a slightly sing-song kind of a tone. I will tell you, Governor, I'll tell you, Governor, if you will only let me get a word in, because you're not letting me speak at all. I'm willing to tell you, I'm wanting to tell you, I'm waiting to tell you. So he's almost being very musical about it. I'm willing to tell you, I'm wanting to tell you, I'm waiting to tell you. So he's repeating the same set of words in that sense to tell you, and all these words start with W. So there is a sense of alliteration, right? Now, did you put her up to it? Means that did you kind of think of the idea of sending her here in order to entice me and thereby then use it as a ploy to extract money from me? Now, Pickering, this chap has a certain natural gift of, Higgins says this, he says to Pickering, Pickering, this chap has a certain natural gift of rhetoric. Now, rhetoric means speaking very effectively. Observe the rhythm of his native wood notes wild. I'll explain to you what exactly this means. Now, wood notes wild is essentially, that phrase means a very natural and a very untutored like ability to speak in a very eloquent manner, like the song of a bird in the wild. No one teaches the bird in the wild to sing, but the bird naturally is able to sing. So that's what he's saying. I'm willing to tell you, I'm wanting to tell you, I'm waiting to tell you. So he repeats what Doolittle has said, sentimental rhetoric. So there is a lot of emotion in the way he has spoken. That is the Welsh strain in him. Now, Welsh strain is he's kind of again diagnosing his linguistics, okay, his phonetics, his speech pattern, that they have a Wales. Welsh is meaning Wales, which is one of the provinces in England, right? Now, it's having a Welsh quality, musical, rhythmic, and emotional. So the Welsh were stereotyped at that time in England, at that time, as being very emotional kind of people, very sentimental, and also very musical, who were very fond of these kind of speeches and this kind of speaking. So Higgins hears the same rhythm and sentimentality and emotional quality in Doolittle's way of speaking and the way he speaks. I'm willing to tell you, I'm waiting, wanting to tell you, I'm waiting to tell you, right? Now, that's the Welsh strain in him. It also accounts for his mendacity and dishonesty. Mendacity is referring to his crookedness, that he is a little crooked in his behavior. Pickering, oh please Higgins, I am West Country myself. To Doolittle, how did you know the girl was here if you did not send her? Now Pickering says, I am West Country myself, so he's kind of offended by that. So he reminds him that I myself come from the West Country, which is the southwest of England, right? The area which is outside London in the southwest part of England. Wales is to the southwest of London. So, Londoners had a bit of a contempt for the Welsh way of speaking, and that is what is being specifically referred to out here. So Pickering's protest also says, don't insult people from the different regions, because in effect, you are insulting me also when you are insulting Alfred Doolittle. Doolittle, it was like this, Governor. The girl took a boy in the taxi to give him a jaunt. A jaunt is a short journey, right? The girl referring to Eliza, son of her landlady he is, where she was staying. He hung about on the chance of her giving him another ride home, that, he would be able to go back in the same vehicle or in another vehicle, and basically going in the car or a taxi. She sent him back for her luggage when she heard you was willing for her to stop here, that you were willing to take her here. So she sent him back to get her luggage. I met the boy at the corner of Long Acre and Endell Street, which are localities in London. So that's how he came to know that Eliza had been left here at Professor Higgins' residence. Public house, yes. So Higgins says, public house, yes. The poor man's club, Governor, why shouldn't I? Right? So he's kind of talking about that particular place. To let him tell his story, Pickering says, He told me what was up, and I ask you, what was my feelings and my duty as a father? I says to the boy, you see, his grammar is wrong. I says to the boy, instead of saying I said to the boy, you bring me the luggage. I said, I says, I mean, he means I said, why didn't you go for it yourself? Pickering asks, right? So he's recounting his exchange with the boy. Landlady would not have trusted me with it, governor, because the landlady would not have agreed to give the luggage to me out there, right? She's that kind of woman. I had to give the boy a penny before he trusted me. So, before he trusted me, I had to give the boy a penny before he trusted me with it. The little swine. Swine is again a rude term for pig. I brought it to her just to oblige you, like, and make myself agreeable. That's all, right? So he's saying that this is what really happened, and that's how I came to know out here. And I did not go for the luggage because the landlady would not have agreed to give the luggage to me. So this is what has happened. He explains himself, the reason and how he managed to locate the house. Higgins says, how much luggage? Doolittle says, musical instrument, governor, a few pictures, a trifle of jewelry, means very cheap little jewelry. A bird cage, means it's an empty cage because the bird in it died long ago. She said she did not want any clothes. What was I to think from that, governor? I asked you as a parent, what was I to think? So basically, say that she said, I didn't want any clothes. So he's obviously misunderstood that. Oh, so you came to rescue her from worse than death, Higgins says. And Higgins is being a little sarcastic out here. That, you came to rescue her from as worse from death. So basically to say that, you thought that this place was worse than death, and that's how you came here. So he's kind of, mocking him while, showing his habit of teasing with a lot of sarcasm. So Higgins obviously enjoys teasing people, and he's enjoying teasing Doolittle. He pretends that Doolittle's action is some kind of a major rescue. And, a small thing is kind of making it very dramatic. And it kind of reveals Higgins' personality, that while he's being witty, he's also very condescending. He's a little intimidating. And he sees life and people around him only through and as a, they are only there to provide him with a lot of intellectual amusement and his understanding of phonetics. That this place would be, like death. Death, and worse than death, and you came to rescue her from here. He's being very sarcastic. Doolittle appreciative, relieved at being understood. Just so, governor, that's right. So he doesn't quite understand the sarcasm. But why did you bring her luggage if you intended to take her away? Now Pickering is asking for a clarification. Have I said a word about taking her away? Have I now? So Doolittle is not happy that, he's again being misunderstood. You are going to take her away double quick. Double quick means immediately. He crosses over to the hearth and rings the bell. Doolittle rising. No, governor, don't say that. I'm not the man to stand in my girl's light. If my girl is going to make some progress, I'm not going to be a father who is going to obstruct that. Here is a career opening for her, as you might say. So career opening is a slightly sophisticated way of saying. So that's why he's kind of giving credit to him. You would use this kind of a phrase. This is a career opening for her. And Mrs. Pierce opens the door and awaits orders. Mrs. Pierce, this is Eliza's father. He has come to take her away. Give her to him. He goes back to the piano with an air of washing his hands of the whole affair. So he kind of conveys that, almost kind of gesticulates as though, Mera kuch lena dena nahi hai. I'm done with this girl and her father. I have nothing to do with them. Doolittle, no, this is a misunderstanding. Listen here. Mrs. Pierce, he can't take her away, Mr. Higgins. How can he? You told me to burn her clothes. So Mrs. Pierce says she doesn't have any of her old clothes. Doolittle, that's right. I can't carry the girl through the streets like a blooming monkey, can I? I put it to you. Means I ask you, can I do that? Now, blooming monkey is an expression of annoyance, and monkey is without her dresses, without wearing anything, she would look like a monkey. So that's what he's saying, that how can I take her through the streets like a blooming monkey? You have to put it to me that you want your daughter. Take your daughter. You have put it to me that you came and said that you want your daughter, so you are free to take her. If she has no clothes, go out and buy her some. Doolittle is now getting a little desperate because he realizes that whatever he has said at the beginning is all kind of boomeranging on him. Where is clothes she come in? Did I burn them or did your missus here? She burnt it. I did not burn it. Where is the clothes in which she came? You give it back to me because I did not burn them. It is your lady, the housekeeper, who has burned them. Mrs. Pierce, I'm the housekeeper, if you please. So she obviously never likes this phrase, Mrs. Okay, because that's a slang for mistress, and she does not approve of being referred to like that. When they come, when they come, uh, I'm the housekeeper, if you please. I've sent for some clothes for your girl. When they come, you can take her away. You can wait in the kitchen this way, please. So she says that when the new clothes come, as they arrive, she can wear them and she can go with you. I have absolutely no issues. So I'm going to pause explanation video number 7 out here. I hope you're understanding every bit of it, every word, every important phrase. What is it that is being conveyed by George Bernard Shaw, the different character analysis, because you need to be able to answer the reasoning questions, the 5-mark and the 10-mark questions in a convincing manner. Of course, as I said, we will be doing a couple of test papers, I think sample paper and maybe a couple of more test papers, which I have to prepare. I will do that and then we will look at them. Okay, so I'll now meet you in explanation video number 8. Tata, bye-bye. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel and definitely share the videos with your classmates and with your juniors next year.